Baron Hill.
The gentleman from Indiana is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman from South Carolina, where I went to school, for yielding this time on PAYGO. This is a proud day, especially for people like myself, who is a member of the Blue Dog Coalition, who has this issue of PAYGO as a signature issue. Finally, after literally years of working towards compromise, we finally have this day before us, where we're actually going to be voting on statutory PAYGO. There's a lot of people to thank, but one person I would in particular like to thank is former Congressman Charlie Stenholm, who I hope is listening today. Charlie was a member of the Blue Dog Coalition when he was a member of this body, and worked tirelessly day in and day out to make sure that this day has finally arrived. And Charlie, if you're listening out there, I'm sure that you have a big smile on your face right now. I want to thank the Speaker and the Majority Leader and the entire leadership in the Democratic Party for embracing the concept of PAYGO as well. And I would like to thank the President of the United States, who has also embraced the concept of PAYGO. Now, PAYGO, as has already been mentioned, is not a panacea. It's not a complete solution. But it worked one time. What we're voting on today was in place during the 1990s. And we will recall that it was those PAYGO rules that were in place that finally got us to a point where we actually had surpluses for the first time in over 40 years. So it works. It has a history of working. And so the detractors who say that this is not the solution, it was the solution back in the 1990s, and it has a history of working. If it worked then, it can work now. Now, when we had it back in the 1990s, we also had discretionary spending caps. So PAYGO is just a start. We must finish the job. I have a granddaughter that is a little over 30 days old, and I don't want to be passing on this debt that we've accumulated here recently and in the last 10 years to her. When this decade began, we had a sour economy, and we've had to do some unusual things in order to try to revive this economy. It is called spending to go up. But I, along with the President and members of Congress, now feel like this is the first step to get us back on track to making sure that we get this spending under control. Now, I've heard from the other side who have a different idea of how PAYGO should look like. But as I said before, this PAYGO that we have now was in place in the 1990s, and it worked. It provided surpluses for us, and it will work in this century as well. So I applaud the authors of the bill. I applaud the people who have introduced this today. It's a happy day. Let's pass PAYGO and get on with the task of making sure that we get spending under control. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The gentleman